bitter criticism, reading something not related to the genocide from Al Jazeera. I'm improving, I guess. I'm still under flu. I'm sick of flu, and I guess I was not wearing my socks. I was not wearing my... Oh look, we have breaking news. Al Jazeera breaking. Click on the breaking. Live updates again. This is from genocide. No contact with staff. Patients. Israeli army sets Gaza hospital on fire. Gaza Health Ministry says contact lost with Lasnor Gaza Hospital. Fate of roughly 75 patients there is unknown. By Niels Adler, Edna Mohamed. 27 December today, updated a day ago. I guess I read something like this. Kamal Adwan, the summary says Kamal Adwan Hospital, the last remaining in North Gaza, has been raided and cleared of staff and patients by the Israeli army. Gaza's health ministry says contact has been lost with the hospital and reports a large fire spreading through several of its departments. This comes after at least 50 people were killed, including 5 medical staff, in an Israeli airstrike on a building near the hospital. At least 15 people were killed in an Israeli attack on Gaza City's Sheikh Radwan, the enclave civil defense said. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 45,436 Palestinians and wounded 108,038 since October 7, 2023, more than a year ago, 1 year and 2 months and 3 months. At least 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the Hamas-led attacks that day, and more than 200 were taken captive. Friday, December 12 minutes ago. Yeah, this is the genocide dossier, like it used to look like. How has Kamal Adwan Hospital been attacked since the war started? We have been covering how the Israeli army has raided and set fire on the hospital after a week of laying siege to the facility. But it is not the first time it has come under attack. Here are some other instances. December 4, 2023. 4 people killed and 9 wounded in an Israeli strike on the north gate of the hospital. December 10, 2023. Israeli forces raided the hospital after besieging and shielding. Oh, my cell phone is under attack. My cell phone got crazy. There was an update 1 second ago, yeah, a few seconds ago. I will read the first. Hamas-Israel trade blame over ceasefire negotiations dispute. Efforts to secure a ceasefire deal between Hamas and Israel ramp up in recent weeks, but disputes between the two sides remain. Earlier this week, Hamas said in a statement that while the talks were serious and that they were showing flexibility, Israel has set new conditions related to withdrawal, ceasefire prisoners, and the return of the displaced. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu denied those claims, blaming Hamas for going back on agreements that had previously been reached. Israeli media has laid the blame for the lack of a deal on Netanyahu, reporting that Hamas terms have never changed. Earlier today, Hamas spokesperson Osama Hamdan reiterated that Israel was obstructing a deal and rejected a timetable that had previously been agreed upon for the withdrawal of troops in Gaza. The White House blamed Hamas for refusing to bridge differences with Israel to secure a deal, but at the same time said it believes a deal is close. And right now, 15 minutes ago now, how has Kamal Adwan Hospital been attacked since the war started? We have been covering how the Israeli army has raided and set fire to the hospital after a week of laying siege to the facility. I was checking my phone anyway, but it is not the first time it has come under attack. Here are some other instances. I guess this is the summary. December 4, 2023. Well, a lot of times, like 10 times. The first one was 4 people killed and 9 wounded in an Israeli strike on the north gate of the hospital. December 10, 2023, 6 days after that, Israeli forces raided the hospital after besieging and shielding it for several days. May 22, Israeli missiles. This year, 2024, Israeli missiles struck the emergency department of the hospital, prompting panic staff to rush patients on beds and stretchers onto the rubble strewn street outside. 2 days after that, May 24, the hospital was hit twice by Israeli artillery during a siege. 1 day after that, May 25, the hospital director told Al Jazeera that Israeli forces were still surrounding the hospital and the siege had put it out of service. October 24, like 8 months after that, Israeli tanks fired shells at the hospital before raiding the next day. November 29, an Israeli drone killed Dr. Hamed Al-Khalout, ICU director, as he was reportedly passing through the gate. December 6, 4 staff members were killed when several airstrikes hit the hospital and Israeli forces stormed the facility. You have a photograph. Hussam Abu Safia, director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital, a pretty destroyed hospital, shows the damage inside the hospital during an Israeli military operation in Bel Lahia in the northern Gaza Strip, December 18. And 33 minutes ago, Friday, December 27, Hamas accuses Israel of carrying out general's plan in northern Gaza. Hamas spokesperson Osama Hamdan says Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza have been subjected to a massacre for 75 days. Hamdan reiterated an earlier Hamas statement and said no members are at the hospital that Israeli troops raided and set fire to. Quote, targeting Kamal Adwan Hospital is an implementation of the general's plan and to prevent any manifestation of civilian steadfastness, Haddam told Al Jazeera. The so-called general's plan involves Israel forcibly removing people in northern Gaza, besieging the territory and stopping the entry of humanitarian aid to the area. Israel has previously denied accusations that it was carrying out the plan. Moreover, on the ceasefire negotiations, Hamdan said Hamas had put forward an initiative for a complete ceasefire and a full exchange, but Israel rejected. Quote, Israel is delaying reaching a deal. We previously agreed to a gradual timetable for the withdrawal from Gaza. But Israel did not accept that, he added. And lastly, 1 hour ago, Friday, December 27, desperate situation at Kamal Adwan Hospital, written by Tarek Abu Assom. The latest that we have from witnesses who have been inside the hospital and managed to reach Gaza City confirmed that the Israeli military had conducted field executions in its vicinity. We saw earlier today that this dramatic escalation was quite unbearable because there are approximately 350 Palestinians inside the hospital, wounded, medical teams and their families who were taking refuge in that barely functional facility. The Israeli military burned the hospital and caused significant destruction to the vast majority of its wards. The fate of the hospital's director is still unknown. This is a tragic turn of events in the north of this strip. The hospital is supposed to be a place of treatment, but right now it's a graveyard for civilians who are taking refuge in the area. Terrible, but again, I guess Hamas is wrong about this tactic, this strategy of fighting in 2024 or 2023. I guess I support the Global South, but unfortunately, Global South is not well organized. This time is a huge loss for the Global South as a whole. The bad question, the hard question for the Global South is lots of people, even me, we want to move to Sweden, to Denmark, but right now I prefer China.